Bună ziua, sunt Bogdan Alecu și bine ați venit la o nouă emisiune SF Investiții în România, realizată de Ziarul Financiar și CEC Bank. Astăzi, în prima parte a emisiunii, vom discuta despre industria hotelieră și despre cum vrea Hyatt să intre în România și l-avem invitat pe Takuya AOYAMA, vicepreședinte pentru dezvoltare al Hyatt. Iar în partea a doua a emisiunii discutăm despre asigurări și o avem invitată pe Nicoleta Radu, director general PAID, poolul de asigurări împotriva dezastrelor naturale. Revenim însă la piața hotelieră și voi trece la limba engleză. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and I apologize if I didn't.
You did.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today, first of all.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
And what are Hyatt's plans for Romania, and how do you see the local hotel market?
Okay, let's start by talking about the country as a destination. I've been traveling to Romania since the late 90s, and I'm aware that Romanians tend to be rather pessimistic about their own country, but I have reasons to think, or reasons to be optimistic, especially when you look at some fundamentals about the country. First of all, it's the 12th largest country in Europe, and it's as big as UK, actually. Right? It has a sizable population with economic centers and population centers across the country. It has the Carpathian, the Danube, access to the Black Sea. And economy has been growing quite steadily, and there's a lot of dynamism and creative talent. And Romania is gaining importance in terms of, it's in gaining its strategic importance within EU and NATO. And I think Moldova's integration with the European structure would also be a windfall for the country. And I would even say that the democratic system of governance has been working actually well in Romania. Why I say that? Because at key political junctures, Romanians have generally made the right choices, and the civil society has grown significantly. So I think we have all the reason to believe in the country's future. Whereas when it comes to tourism, okay, we all know that Romanian tourism has been punching below its weight. And in terms of international tourism arrival, Romania falls far behind, let's say, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, or Croatia. Yeah. But then, okay, let's say the Romanian tourism product is not very well known, but that's sort of in a way in an opportunity to redefine what it is. What is it that Romania offers? Because as you see that over the last few years, we are talking more about over tourism and authenticity of destinations and things like that, and sustainability. So there's an opportunity to offer a value-driven tourism product, which is based upon, let's say, authenticity of experience, where activities are not focused in just one place, but spread across different parts of the country. And Romania has an incredible wild nature and biodiversity. And it has the countryside where people, retain their old tradition. Like things like Saxon villages and their fortified churches are already well known thanks to the King Charles. And, many people already visit or started visiting events like Untold Festival, Electric Castle, Oktoberfest in Brașov, Sibiu International Theatre Festival. And I think this trend is going on. And I also think things like Via Transilvanica is a milestone in rural tourism in the country. And I was reading yesterday Strategia Națională a României pentru dezvoltare turismului, which was issued this year for public consultation. And that document talks about the increase in overall tourism revenue, an increase in spending per visitor, and increase in the duration of stay as some of the main strategic goals. The document also talks about development of cultural and historical tourism, nature, adventure tourism, health and wellness tourism, and MICE for international tourism. And it also talks about the sun and sea, winter sport, and city breaks for domestic tourism. And as you know, something like 85% of accommodation demand comes from domestic tourism. So the picture that the document sets out seems to make a lot of sense to me. Having said that, a lot of things has to work in order for Romania to be able to really fully achieve its tourism potential. Take infrastructure, for instance, and everybody knows, that the motorway needs to be there between Ploiești and Brașov, and
Yes.
CFR has to fix itself. And I would also like to say, and I have to say this because I've been always thinking about it, that Romanians should stop using Dracula for tourism promotion. I mean, after all, he's just a blood-sucking white dead man. It's not a great idea.
What should we use?
I beg your pardon?
What should we use instead of Dracula?
I think, for instance, you have lots of, I said earlier, creative talent. For instance, Romanian films have captured the imagination of many people over the last years. Okay, I also watch Romanian TV quite often. If I were whoever is promoting it, I would team up with those people in the creative industry or athletes. Those are the, I think those people can present good face, very reputable and interesting face of the country. Certainly better than Dracula or Ceausescu.
I understand. Yeah, because we have been using Dracula for quite some time, and we should do an update.
Exactly.
But how come Hyatt didn't come to Romania until now? Because on the map you are present in Kiev, in Poland, you
Yes.
are in Hungary, Serbia, Bulgaria, on the seaside of Bulgaria.
Yes.
Serbia. How about Romania?
So first of all, we did not avoid Romania, right? I know Hyatt is looking for opportunities in late 90s, but the company was not successful. And in a way, by failing to enter the market then, Hyatt missed the window of opportunity by saying that lots of hotels were built and opened between the late 90s and the first decade of this century. So, Intercon had been around since 1970s, but Sofitel, Athene Palace, Marriott and Radisson, they all opened around that period, right? And then once you miss that opportunity, obviously it gets more difficult to enter the market because the competition is already there. Best locations were taken. And in the meantime, market may have moved on. And also, if you come as a latecomer, you still would like to do the right thing. You like people to say, bravo, Hyatt. So I can't just come in. We need to insist on doing the right thing. And by saying the right thing, I would define opening a brand builder hotel, sizable one, probably upscale to luxury in Bucharest, first of all, which we'll manage. And the hurdle for that is quite high.
And what's your strategy? Are you looking for a local partner, will Hyatt develop its own hotel, and with which brand or brands would you like to enter Romania?
We certainly need a partner. Without the partner, we cannot do anything. And the partner has to have the financial strength and a long-term investment horizon, and willing to accept the risks and rewards of hotel investment. And also, I think, partner and we have to be looking at the same direction. We have to have similar aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we are going to develop hotels ourselves, answer probably would be no. We don't have the skill and knowledge and infrastructure to do so. And from a different perspective, I think our money is better used to build our brands, create, make our business model more efficient, or investing in infrastructure that delivers business to our owners.
Do you have any preliminary discussions, or more advanced discussions with local players or owners? And
Yes.
what kind of building are you looking for?
Okay, first of all, yes, I've always had many discussions. If you give you a parameter, let's say, in order to have a size of a hotel, and by that I mean something like 200, let's say 200 keys. And in order to do 200 keys, you need something like 15,000 to 20,000 square meters of gross floor area, depending on the position of the hotel. And the branding wise, I would obviously think about Hyatt Regency, which is so-called best-selling product in the region. And depending on, or if you want to be more, and if I find something more specific in terms of location and investment profile, there are other brands, lifestyle brands such as Andaz or Thompson, or Hyatt Centric. We also have a collection brand. So there are different brands or products we can bring in, but it all depends on, first of all, what the owners or partners' aspirations are, and what the location calls for, what the market calls for, and what the building parameter allows.
Are you also looking? So, is there a possibility for a conquest entry in the market for a hotel to change its brand, to go from, I don't know, some brand to Hyatt?
There is always a possibility. We call it conversion, right? And I'm open to conversion opportunities. The trick is always, finding a building or finding a hotel is easy, but to actually convert is not that easy, because let's say take what used to be Intercontinental. The building is already 50 years old, and probably its mechanical and engineering and plumbing system is very, very old. So think about replacing it, and ceiling heights are not very high. So when you start thinking about it, you realize that maybe it's easier to just find a site and build from the scratch.
So you would rather have a new building?
Well, it's not that I'd rather have. It's probably, what I'm trying to say is, conversion is easier said than done.
Yeah, I was asking you because we saw two conversions like that. The Intercontinental became Hilton, and the Hilton became Intercontinental in Bucharest. That's the most recent one.
Yeah. In terms of Athene Palace, yeah, it was a slightly different story, because the original hotel opened in 97, so it's relatively new, and the owner was ready to invest in renewing the product. So if those factors work, then yes, we can do conversions.
How do you see the hotel market in Bucharest, first of all? Because from my personal perspective, we lag behind a bit in comparison with other regional capitals in Central and Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Budapest has its Grisham Palace downtown, has more emblematic hotels from what I saw. Bucharest has Marmaros, of course, it's the newest, but still a lot of potential.
I agree. It has a lot of catch up to do, or you put it this way, they put it the other way. There's a lot of opportunities, and I think where Bucharest hotel market is today has also to do with where the tourism of the country is. So you know, Budapest or Prague were much further ahead in terms of tourism. And when people visit, obviously, it creates lots of more demand. And so, yeah, looking at, you know, Prague or Budapest, those markets have, you know, decent so-called luxury properties. And that's one thing that is missing in Bucharest. And also, I would see opportunity for more lifestyle product. But I believe that those opportunities will come. The market will mature to that stage. After all, Bucharest is a big city. It's one of the biggest cities in the region, right? And depending, depending which census you're looking at, I mean, you can even argue it's bigger than Vienna. And you know, and I love the street life in Bucharest. F&B is very active, so it has lots of things to offer. And if the promotion of the country or the city as a destination works well, then you start to see people. That will create demand.
How do you see the strategy that how Romania and Bucharest are being promoted outside of Romania?
Well, they are not very well promoted, and we all know that. You know that. And I think that the takeaway is that, okay, what government does is one thing, but there are lots of things that the private sector can do to create goodwill, because, you know, tourism after all is also depends on the goodwill of people. And, you know, there are lots of people in the arts world or music or film industry which can actually do so. But I think the one issue of Romania is they don't seem to work together very well. And you know, in a way, hotel industry can help in a sense that once we have something very unique in a market, then we obviously talk to our you know, most loyal guests and you know, associates and owners. So we can somehow enhance that impact, but the market has to work. We cannot create a destination.
And what about the rest of the country? Because we have Saxon villages, we have Transylvania, we have Moldova, we have the seaside.
Yes.
Because in Bulgaria you have 2 hotels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
More hotel on the seaside.
Yes. No, seaside we have 4 at this moment.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. I mean, it's a smaller country, but we have way too many hotels. Way more hotels there. Yes. I think the right thing to do is still for us to establish the mothership in Bucharest. Once you do that, we'll have gained the market knowledge. We will have the sales and marketing infrastructure, and from that point onwards, we should be looking beyond Bucharest and other cities. Obviously, that's the right thing. And if, I'm not saying I wouldn't consider anything else, but it has to make sense. And yes, places like Brașov, Sibiu, Cluj. I mean, Cluj is going to become a very important. It's already a very important IT hub.
Yes.
As for the seaside, okay, Romanians themselves know the season is very short. And so that is a limitation. But on the other hand, or let's put it this way, when I was negotiating those Bulgarian seaside properties, one of the things I thought is that, okay, by having hotels in destinations where Romanian visitors go, and many Romanians do go to Bulgarian seaside, we will have established a recognition. We will already, so I'm hoping those Romanians who stay with us in Bulgaria will help us grow customer loyalty. And that will, in a way, if that is successful, then we may be able to say, hey, why not, opening a hotel in, I don't know, Mamaia or Euphoria Nord or whatever in the future. Then I have a story.
I understand. What did Bulgaria do to attract so many Hyatts hotel?
For projects to happen, lots of different things have to work together. So in terms of Bulgaria, obviously we met and we have a partner who wanted to do more hotels with us. We started with Hyatt Regency in Sofia, and this partner happened to be the owner of other properties. So, once we built the relationship in Sofia, we waited, and then, we start talking, okay, why don't we do the next one? And that's how we started. But also, I would say that I understand that the government was interested in helping our partner and us. Yeah, and we had the product which we could offer. By saying that those Black Sea resort properties are all-inclusive properties, and a couple of years ago, Hyatt acquired a company which had been active in all-inclusive resorts, so that allowed us to expand into the Black Sea. So it's a combination of different factors, willing partner, support from the local community, and us willing to do so, and us having the right product. And we do have right products for Romania.
Business or leisure, or both?
Both.
Both. So you see a good potential in Romania for both branches, also for business hotels and leisure hotels.
Yeah, correct. And when we talk about leisure, I don't only mean Black Sea coast. I would love to see us doing, wine-themed hotels or wellness, or place like Danube Delta is a beautiful place. So there are lots of things we can do.
And before going live, you told me that you also you were a part of the launch of Romanian whiskey in Tokyo.
So yeah, so
I wanted to ask you about this because it's a Romanian brand, Carpathian. Yeah. So, and yes, on a very competitive market, because the Japanese are very strict.
Yes. So it was me and not so much Hyatt, but so I had met with Alexandric Group a while ago, and one day in August, somebody from the company called me, Takuya, you have to help us. You almost half Romanian, because okay, I'm married to a Romanian for 24 years. So I said, look, I have to help you. I mean, if a Romanian company wants to enter Japan, and I think it's the first time ever something like this happens. So what did I do? I obviously called my colleagues in Japan, and starting from the venue, selection of venue, and then help, advising them through like PR process and all these things. And I would have loved to see the event myself, but I couldn't join.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a bigger potential for other Romanian products entering the Japanese market? And now, of course, I'm not asking you as a Hyatt representative.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, look, first of all, Romanian wine, I'm sure Romanian wine can be very successful. Mm-hmm. in the country. It's been underrepresented, but the good thing is, unlike Western Europe, people don't consider Romanian wine as something cheap. So there's an opportunity to go in with a high-end product. I would do that, yeah.
I understand. Okay, thank you very much for your interview and for the discussion we had. It's full of hope, I admit, and hope to see Hyatt's brands in Romania and in Bucharest.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. And mulțumesc și telespectatorilor noștri. Luăm o scurtă pauză și revenim imediat.